Hello everybody. Let us look at the exciting new technology, ServiceWorkers. It is a replacement for app cache, but it can do much more, since we have a full power of JavaScript and modern browser APIs at your service. ServiceWorkers are already supported by Chrome, Firefox, and Opera. Microsoft team is working on implementing ServiceWorkers support in Edge. Safari is the only browser behind the times. ServiceWorkers are truly a progressive enhancement feature. The browsers that do not support it can still use your web application. They just do not have a full power of caching and logic that the ServiceWorkers provide. You are already probably using quite a few ServiceWorkers. Open the Chrome ServiceWorker-internals tab to see them. Several websites have installed a ServiceWorker on this particular browser. JavaScript Error and Twitter use one. Even the new tab in Chrome uses ServiceWorker to cache the little thumbnail image previews. Let us look at how JavaScript Error uses ServiceWorker to implement offline support. JavaScript Error loads normally when the Wi-Fi is on. I can turn the Wi-Fi off and the website still loads, including styles, custom fonts, and images. Let us see what is going on. Open the DevTools in Chrome. I'm using Chrome 52. Take a look at the Application tab that used to be called Resources. There is a cache, one of many possible ones for ServiceWorkers, with all the resources stored by the ServiceWorker. The ServiceWorker can return these cached resources in the offline mode. The Network tab in offline mode shows the ServiceWorker working. Look at the requests. The size column tells us that the resource was served not by a remote server, but by the ServiceWorker itself. The page, the CSS, the fonts, and images are all served from the cache, not from the network. The ServiceWorker can intercept page requests made using both static links and by dynamic AJAX or fetch APIs. In this case, each resource takes about 300 milliseconds to be provided by the ServiceWorker, which seems like a lot. As we will see soon, the ServiceWorker code behind the JavaScript Error website first tries to fetch the resource from the network, and if it fails, because we're offline, only then it returns the cached resource. Let us look at the ServiceWorker script. Just copy the link from the ServiceWorker internals tab and open it in the new tab. Most ServiceWorker scripts you find today are very simple, unminified, and can be a good learning resource. This script shows that the worker registers several callbacks during its life cycle. On install, when the ServiceWorker is just loaded, it will try caching the root index page. The cache available to the ServiceWorker is not the old synchronous local storage, but the promise-based HTML5 caches API. The most powerful feature of ServiceWorkers is their ability to intercept fetch events from the page to the outside world. The script can respond to the fetch event in many ways. In this case, it first tries to actually execute the network request using HTML5 fetch API, and then grabs the return resource, stores it in the open cache, and returns it to the page. A failed network request triggers a rejected promise, and this script catches this. It returns a previously cached resource, if any. If there is nothing available, the promise will be rejected and the page will receive an error automatically. This is an example of network-first approach to the offline support.